Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Oregon Trail here on the Lord Master channel. We are 69% complete with this main Oregon Trail, in which where we left off is, well, unfortunately, some things have happened here in the previous episode, particularly to our favorite female adventurer, Maggie. Maggie here. She's got a broken leg. It happened when a wheel crushed her toes. Not the whole foot, but the toes, unlike what happened to, was it Walter or Gus that happened to, or was it anything? I don't know. More people break their legs here on the trail than with the arms. So, I'm in no mood that we... Jeez. Am I gonna pull a Gene Kranz here by saying that we do not want to screw up on this trail at this point? Failure is not an option. It's one of those cases, but don't worry, we'll be resting here as time will go on. And also, gotta switch y'all's clothes right about now. So, unless there's people who are willing to trade clothes here. I mean, I'll talk to people in a moment. Got any clothes to spare? Pelts, ox, toolboxes. So, let's talk to people first before you do anything else. A few travelers that have made it this far are enjoying a well-earned rest. Many are looking ahead with no small amount of trepidation. Big Louie. See that wild river? That's the Snake. Many a craftsman swamped in her foaming rapids. Her trail travel all the way to Oregon. We'll be crossing her soon, and then again at Fort Boise. Take care at the crossing. A frantic wife. It says right here at the Chevalier Guidebook, you must hire an Indian to pilot at the crossing of the Snake River, it being dangerous if not perfectly understood. I asked my husband to talk to Shoshone, but he insists on a crossing without a guide. The Overlander. Down there between those steep lava gorges, twisting and raving, is the Snake River. So much water and so hard to get to. We got many miles of desert before Oregon, so be sure to fill your water kegs at the crossing. You know, Gus, you're gonna have to step up your game to get your wit. So if I were you, I want you to start haggling. Yeah, our ox are full. Love to trade them away more flour. Again, their wit's to the max, so I'd like to increase the other characters' wit. Start with Gus. I mean, even if he fails, his wit will increase. So I'm just doing that deliberately. See? Increase it to 5. Keep increasing it, just in case something bad happens to Annie, or we lose Maggie somehow. So it would be better to, build up to. It's going to be a long way to get to Fort Boise after we cross here, so we should trade away some flour. See, now we have room. Because we got rid of that old flour, and now we have this one. That coffee? Yeah. Not trading, but at least we can haggle to try to increase his wit. Keep trying it a few times and the skill will increase. It can happen. That's why Gus needs to step up. The reason why we like that man so much is because he's the most loyal. He may not have the composure like he used to, but damn it, he's got to be the man. He's got to step up to be the party leader. De facto, should these women become ill or injured or incapable or even dead, should that time ever happen. But it cannot happen here. I can guarantee you that. So let me check the crossing first. I hope the river is tame enough to cross. How should the party cross the island? The current is extreme. Oh, it's 5 feet deep. Extreme is beyond rapid. That's not even listed. That's rather daunting. What are chance of success? 0% chance of success. Seal the wagon. We should use any spare pelts to seal to better protect supplies should anything go wrong. How many pelts should be used to seal in the wagon? Remember, we have 50. Okay, let me see. 17 pelts, yes. So we have 5, 5 is 10, 5 is 60, 17 pelts, and the max is 12. So use all 12 pelts. And he plugs the gaps between supplies of the animal skins. And the chance does not improve, so we'll have to wait, rest and wait for conditions to improve, but at least it'll get your stamina up. It's still extreme. Oh my god, we're gonna die. Keep waiting. Okay, now the condition's rapid, but remember, we're waiting for the depth to lower. I would like to ford this. I don't want to float across. I'm not risking that. One more time. It's moderate, but still no. Okay, maybe we should caulk and float across. What do you say about that? 85% chance of success, because we'll do that instead. We've waited here long enough. And your stamina's good. And so is everybody else. Oh, I forgot to give you clothes. Hygiene. I forgot to do that for all of you. Oh, there goes all the meat. If they're all this waiting, so switch to meager rations, which the morale will be going down with time, but we got a few harmonicas. Don't you worry about that. Should we wait one more time, then cross, or let's wait one more time. This is about as good as it could get. So, again, I wanted to ford, but I guess we're going to have to hog the wagon to floor because the water's not getting any shallower. It's 85%. We done best sealed the wagon as we could. And since it's 3 islands, that means you have to cross it again very soon after. So, after all this time waiting, so I got till a month before your leg gets all healed up. So all I could say is good luck to all of you. Maggie, Gus, Walter, Annie. I mean, the current isn't going to sweep you away should we tip over. But if we lose any supplies, and since we sealed the entire wagon, that means there is no chance of the supplies getting waterlogged. So, let's go then. Oh, crap. It's gone rapid again. But the chance of that is still good. And the party's gone down with the morale, because we've been waiting here so damn long. Don't tip over! We made it almost across. One more crossing and then we'll be at the mainland. Just probably across the river. Remember what the guy said from back a ways there? He says, "Hey there, don't ford any deeper than a wagon bed, about 2.5 feet. You'll swamp your wagon and lose your supplies," the man said. The current is still rapid. So, Gotta cock it again. Unless you want to wait. It's your call. I mean, we've waited here for so damn long. I mean, look how much you have left. Well, we can't see the full map. Remember, failure is not an option. Let's go. I know we had to wait here one more time, and the water rose just slightly, so it made the right call to conk it instead of fording it. So first, set it all up, and then we try to float across, see if we don't screw it up. Guess we made it. The wagon is uncaulked and supplies inspected. The party is thankful they took the time to seal the wagon sufficiently. There are no additional losses in the crossing. And we just earned a lot of flour and money for this. So we have about 128 miles to get to Fort Boise. Go collect meat and pelts and you'll get these. So we gotta go hunting. We need the meat. We've been eating an awful lot of meat and that as such. And we got Dragoon sightings. Okay, figured it out. Go to here. Then, well, you know how hard the trail gets. We could go to a campsite. So, that's what we're going to do here. Go to the Dragoon sighting. Campsite. Dragoon. Hunt. So, let's go and let's get it. We're keeping the rations to meager. With 3 island crossing behind them, the party looks ahead with some trepidation. They only hope the trials to come aren't as treacherous. One check of the flour notices some has become waterlogged. Son of a beeswax. It's become clumped together. Sift the flour. Walter takes time to sift the flour, remove the wet portions. In the end, small amount must be discarded. We're trying to save food here. Party's miles going down in general. Huh. Just ahead of the party, the figure of a man can be seen slumped across the ground. It looks like this is one of the dragoons, but he's sound asleep. The party could try to wake him up. Well, I don't have any coffee, which would have got him right up. But let's yell at him. Wake up! The man lies completely still, seemingly unfazed. Fire a gun, but don't fire at him. Gus, you're a nice guy. Seemingly unfazed. Well, kick the son of a bitch. Oh, he's up. What's going on? Oh, I fell asleep again, huh? Well, thanks for waking me, travelers. I was on my way back to the captain, so I best resume my journey. Take my medallion, too, for the trouble. You go on. I'll catch up with the captain in a little bit. I just need to rest my eyes for a moment. Well, let's go to the campsite. Oh no. The wagon's back wheel sinks to the desert, shifting sands. The axle jams, hopelessly marred. It will move no farther. As things stand, pushing the wagon will freely strain the party, or worse. One might unpack its cargo to lighten it first, which would be tolerably safer. But the more cargo is unloaded, the longer it has to take. What do I should do? Let's push the wagon out. If you get tired, well, don't worry. We'll get to the campsite. The party and the ox train mildly to achieve the task, and at the time, the wagon whirls free once more. And the party continues towards Fort Boise. I'm sure we'll rest at the camp. It's just ahead. Several travelers mill about. There's some wagons unpacked and campfires lit. This seems to be a popular camping ground, and may be safe to spend the night to restore some stamina. Party gathers around the campfire. No need to tell stories, just rest. Party takes the opportunity to get some much needed rest. Alright, that'll do. The party awakens well rested and ready for another day of travel. Let's go find this dragoon, whatever that guy's up to. And I see the party's morale isn't doing well, because I told them to have meager rations, and I'm keeping it that way till we get to hunting. So use a harmonica to restore morale to the party. We'll use another when it gets low again. Ah, shit. It's a good thing we've got toolboxes. I'll put it up here. Again, room for meat here. And I can't wait to deliver this damn base at Fort Boise to get this out of my hair. Oh no, not another sandstorm. Can't see. Oh, the oxen are missing again. Annie, go find them. If we lose those two oxen, eventually they find the ox covered behind a rock, dust built up where they buffed by the wind. These oxen seem to always go missing during these dust storms. Leading her back, it sends them under the yoke once again, and the wagon continues to roll. Oh, god dog it, it's raining. 51 miles, Fort Boise. Stay back, citizens. There's been a murder. A murder most foul. Oh. Oh, I see. You're that group that the captain's got us hunting down. Eh? I had you pegged a minute and I saw you. Detective's intuition, as it were. I could use an assistant on this case. Very well. If you help me track down the killer, I'll return to the captain as soon as I'm able. Well, before we talk about that, 24 days. Just checking on your leg. And since it's raining out here, and I don't think she would like it, nor appreciate, that we will... Again, it's 3 hygiene, but due to her neat personality, it reaches the max. Because that's how she is. We got one more spare set of clothes, which I'll be sure to buy it at Fort Boise, because I'm getting a lot. We have a lot of money for this. Now let's go solve a mystery. Let's investigate. Excellent. With your help, I'll have this case solved in no time at all. I have compiled a list of clues, suspects, and pieces of evidence. Simply tell me what you wish to inspect, Or let me know when you're ready to make an accusation. Okay, so, what has happened here? The overview. Everyone is present in a part of the wagon heading to Oregon, with the exception of Quill, who only arrived yesterday. The others have been together for the better part of the month. No, some have known each other longer, some less. Until now, there's been no infighting. Our victim is one Elias Farding. He funded the expedition and was its de facto leader. He wasn't well loved, but as far as I could tell, he also didn't have any explicit enemies. For the most part, their journey seems to have been normal, except that they've been being harassed by thieves a lot more than usual. These thefts have been targeted and efficient. It's likely that somebody on the inside has been helping them somehow. Suspect dossiers. I've taken the liberty of compiling some information on each of our suspects. Each suspect also provided a writing sample, so I may compare it to the note that we found at the scene. I watched as they wrote their sample so I could see which hand they favor. Just let me know who would you like to learn more about. There's 5 folks here. So, Quill Peabody. Who's he? Quill Peabody is a reporter, one of those academic types. Sorry, not the kind of man I pick as a killer, but you never really know. He doesn't seem that bad of sort, just timid, I say. He reportedly came here to speak with the deceased. They conversed briefly before Elias perished, but you're better off asking Quill about the details. Sorry, not much to go on here. He's not a long-term member of the train, which makes him a bit of a mystery. But still, don't reckon that he's got murder in his blood, though. Oh, right. As to the physical attributes, the man wrote his sample right-handed and wears large boots. Being a reporter, there are plenty of samples of his handwriting, though not an exact match those found at the scene. His samples were the closest match of the group. Now, ask me about Gareth Fairfield. This man here. Gareth Fairfield was the manservant of the deceased. His butler, if you will. As far as I could tell, the man has been nothing but loyal until now. But who knows what could have transpired between the two of them. Gareth wrote his sample, with his left hand and is of average foot size. We have samples of his writing from his personal belongings, and none match the latter found at the scene, of course. This is the only fella who seems distraught that the murder occurred at all. That don't absolve him, but his reaction strikes me as genuine. Look, he's still a suspect, as everyone's present. But whoever heard of a butler being responsible for murder? Now ask me about Kellogg Hardin. Kellogg Hardin isn't the kind of man you would want watching your back or your front, if I'm honest. He's bad news. He's garnered some infamy around here. Never killed a man as far as I know. And he's done all sorts of bad besides. He's our prime suspect for the thefts. He's also a long-term enemy of Marshall. The two have been at odds for years, as far as I can tell. As to his physical characteristics, the man claims to be ambidextrous and wears average-sized boots. Though he was equally skilled with each hand, his handwriting sample was horrible. I'm not sure if he's just an ugly writer or if he was faking it. Now, Gurney Goldman. This man. Gurney Goldman is the sort of fella who would buy out his enemies rather than kill them. Never met a man richer than this, at least financially. He's not without problems, of course. Wealth is both the source of his power and his ever-present demon. Old Gurney wrote his sample right-handed and is small-footed. His writing sample was neat, but not quite a match for the letter we found. This isn't the kind of man who gets his hands dirty, but if he's had to, he's definitely of the backstabbing sort. Hard to say how he's involved exactly. Marshall Brennan. Last one. Way over there. Ah, Marshall Brennan. Only really a suspect by circumstance, but we should cover him in fairness to the rest. Marshall wrote his sample right-handed and has a fairly small shoe size. And I said his handwriting was truly terrible, as bad as Kellogg's, if not worse. Don't tell him I said that, though. Marshall's the impromptu sheriff of the wagon train. He's the one that's keeping the bandits at bay. Though, depending on who you ask, he's not doing the best job of it. Alright, thank you very much. So, let's interview each, well, investigate evidence or interview suspects first? Interview. Feel free to speak out to the suspects directly. Keep an ear out for mistruths. Or remember that some will lie habitually. Catching a lie doesn't mean you've caught the killer. Quill? Can I help you? Sure. Well, actually examine before you ask, and look at them before you ask, alright? Not ask first, then look later. Quill is a tall, thin, well-dressed man. He seems to be bothered by the rain, his eyes nervously darting around the gathered group. Oh, what's your alibi? Let me think. I went to bed early, around 7 p.m. perhaps. I'd only arrived the morning before, so I was still tired, certainly not in the mood to be wandering about or conversing with anybody. I couldn't fall asleep for some time. I heard gunshots at one point, but it wasn't until after the rain had started that I managed to fall asleep. Your relationship with the victim? I'm a reporter. Elias and I only properly spoken once, yesterday morning in fact. He told me he had news to share, but he had to procure the evidence first. Frankly, I was, and remain, baffled. I don't know what news he was talking about, or what evidence he was attempting to produce. That is all. From you. Now, Gareth Fairfield. I hope you catch the killer soon. I'll do anything I can to help. Let me look at you. Gareth is an enormous, imposing man. He looks less like a servant and more like a bodyguard or a soldier. He's well dressed and maintains a neat composure, in spite of the rain. Sure alibi? Well, let's see. I was preparing dinner for us in the wagon when I glanced outside to see Elias talking to somebody. That would have been around 7:30. He never came back. As soon as it started raining, I went out to check on him. This would have been about 9 p.m. and found him lying in the mud. PM or AM? Dinner. Okay, it's evening. It's at... Okay, just to remind myself. Your relationship with the victim? I worked for the man. I was a valet, chef, attendant, so forth. I resolved matters he hadn't the time nor stomach to solve for himself. Now, Kellogg. What do you want? Now, Kellogg is a vicious-looking man whose hands are never far from his holsters. It's evident that he spent plenty of time outside of civilization and outside the law. A large, fresh bruise adorns the right side of his face. Wondering about the bruise? Well, I've got Marshall to thank that for once. The two of us ain't exactly friends. but hitting me was a first. Not quite sure what I'd done to deserve it. You'll have to ask him. Well, what's your alibi on him? I was out of camp practicing my aim. No idea what time it was when I was wrapped up and came back to camp. On the way, I passed by where Elias died. It was dark enough that I couldn't see anything. I did notice some fellas scurry off in a hurry, but I can't give you much more than that. My money's on whoever that was being the killer. Gurney? Ah, yes, what is it? Let me look at you. Gurney is a thin, stern-looking man. A golden pocket watch hangs at his wrist. All right. I was relaxing in my wagon. It's what I'd be doing now if you weren't accosting me. At one point I heard gunshots. I went outside to see what the noise was and didn't see anything unusual. That was exactly 8 o'clock by my watch. So I went back nurturing to my favorite hobby, being alone. Relationship with the victim. I knew almost nothing about Elliot, or Elias, whatever his name is, was. We were companions of circumstance. I don't believe we ever even conversed. Okay, we got one last guy to ask. It's Marshal Brennan, which, you know, he's the one that punched Kellogg, as Kellogg told me. How can I help? Let me examine you. Marshall is a sturdy, stout man with a confident posture and a grand tidy beard. His clothes are immaculate, and the only note of disorder is a large purple-blue bruise adorning his left hand. Before I ask him that you hit Kellogg, let me ask your alibi. What were you doing during this time? I saw Kellogg heading off with his guns at the ready, so I decided to follow him. That must have been around 8:30. Unfortunately, the rain made it hard to follow him, so I returned to camp. By the time I made it back here, Elias was dead. You ask me, it's no mystery who did the deed. Relationship? Elias was the man who hired me to lead the caravan. He was a man with his demons, like any of us, but maintained his honor as long as I knew him. Whatever happened to him is a damn shame. What about you with hitting Kellogg? What was that about? Saw that, did you? Well, I'll make no excuses. I hit him, you're right. Alright, you ask me. It's not even half of what he deserves for killing Elias. Why do I think it was Kellogg? Not much for detective work, are you? His shoe size fits those found by Elias's body. The blade used to kill a man was fitted with a left-handed grip. Kellogg is ambidextrous. He was also unaccounted at the time of the murder. I'll make him pay for what he's done. Mark my words. Okay, so let's investigate the evidence before we make such an accusation, because there's something that don't add up. I've assembled all the evidence I could find. Let me know if you want to take a closer look at any. Well, the whole crime scene. The body of the middle-aged man lies face down in the mud. His fatal wound clearly visible at the center of his back. That body is sunk deeply into the mud, suggesting it's been lying there for some time. Several footprints are scattered about in the mud. Only one distinct stands out, of average size. The man's clothes are intact, except for some stains from the rain and scattered mud. There are no injuries anywhere other than the fatal one on his back. It's unlikely that he fought against his attacker. Nothing else about the crime scene stands out. I estimate the time of death to be around 8:30 last night, caused by a single clean stab wound to the back. The footprints make for a difficult clue, unfortunately. The only footprints are visible are those that made after the rain had started. Okay, so he died before the rain started. That's what happened, right? Now the ruined letter. We found the letter on Elias's body. It was so rain damaged as to be illegible. There's a bit still to be gleaned from it. The handwriting was messy, but it was certainly wasn't written by Elias's hand. If you ask me, this is our motive. The killer wasn't able to retrieve it, though I can't say why. From what we can make out, it looks addressed to an external party rather than someone from the train. This is likely how our mole was communicating with the bandits. Unfortunately, the rain did them a favor. It's not much use to us now. Now the murder weapon. Elias was killed with a single thrust from his knife. Oh, of that I am certain. It's a standard hunting blade that can be found from anywhere. With one distinct feature. It's customized to have a left-handed grip. That's our biggest clue. As I said, the knife is otherwise unremarkable. The blade itself isn't warped at all. It's unlikely that Elias fought back. The position of his body also supports this. The untarnished condition of the blade suggested it was used efficiently, which means our killer was almost certainly left-handed. Okay. So, before I make it an accusation, let me do some thinking here. Somebody who is left-handed, or perhaps ambidextrous, is a footprint is of average size and is before the rain. Yeah, before it started raining, and the time of death was around 8:30. Correct, right? So I would possibly suspect that it's got to be either Kellogg or who was that left-handed group? Gareth. Left hand, average foot size. So recap. Just hit it. Let me know what information you want to review. Oh, 1 second. I mean, we already did the overview, but this is our recap here. So, which again, let's review here. Quill Peabody is unknown to most members of the train. He wrote the neat sample right-handed. He has a large shoe size. He fell asleep around 7. He was awoken by gunshots, and fell asleep again when it began to rain. Gareth Fairfield. This is the prime suspect, in my personal opinion. His personal butler wrote a neat sample left-handed. Average foot size. He saw someone speaking with Elias at 7:30, then found his body when it began to rain at 9. And he died before the rain. Keep that well in mind. And Kellogg Hardin is an outlaw and a rival of Marshall Brennan. He wrote a messy sample with both hands, as he's ambidextrous, has an average shoe size. He was practicing with guns at an unknown time, but returned before it rained, scaring someone in the process. Ooh. But he rather uses guns. If he wanted to kill him, he would use a gun, not a knife. So, I don't know. Now, Gurney Goldman, he is a rich banker and the major funder of this expedition. He wrote a neat sample right-handed, has an average shoe size. He was alone in his wagon, but went outside to investigate the gunshots at exactly 8. Seeing nothing unusual, he returned to the wagon. Okay. And the last man, Marshall Brennan, the impromptu chef of the wagon train and rival of Kellogg Hardin. He wrote a message sample right-handed, has a small shoe size. He saw Kellogg leave camp at 8:30 and tried to follow, but the rain was too heavy. By the time he returned, Elias was dead. Oh God. It's got to be either Gareth or Kellogg. Either man is the killer. So just let me think. Let me think. Again, wrote a neat, simple, left-handed, but Kellogg wrote a messy sample with both hands, as he's ambidextrous. Gareth and Kellogg have average shoe size. Gareth saw someone speaking to lights at 7:30, then found his body when it began to rain at 9. And Kellogg was practicing with his guns at an unknown time and returned before it rained, scaring someone in the process. Scaring someone. And, you know, if it came to Elias, Elias was stabbed in the back, so he never had a chance to fight back. And I mean, if he were to stab somebody, he wouldn't scare. Which again, the knife is a left-handed grip, but the letter, that's the most important thing. The letter, as he said earlier, it was so rain damage eligible. Still be gleaned from the handwriting was messy. Messy. I think I know who did it. Kellogg. Kellogg Hardin's the one. He's ambidextrous, he's got an average shoe size, he wrote a messy sample. He may be practicing with guns at an unknown time. Unknown time, he didn't say the time. It was before it rained, and he died before the rain. Okay now. I'll make an accusation here. Know who it was, do you? Well, don't leave us in suspense. I'll tell you who done it. The man I firmly believe, is Kellogg Hardin. Kellogg Hardin? Really? Yes, Joseph Holman, if that's your real name. He's Kellogg. Not an unsurprising accusation, but we still need to prove it. Firstly, the killer wielded a left-handed knife. How does that fit with what we know of Kellogg? Because of the fact that he is ambidextrous. That's why. That's what I think. That's what I firmly believe. Yes, he's ambidextrous, isn't he? Still, his writing sample was very different from the letter found in Elias's body. Can you explain that? Oh. I mean, it's a messy sample, and he wrote a messy sample, but the writing sample is very different from the letter found in Elias's body. Let me think that again. Let me think about that again. Why am I so nervous? Calm down, Lord Master. Damn it. Handwriting is messy, but it wasn't certainly written by Elias's hand. Oh. I'm trying to think again, alright? Just trying to use my memory. Dig it. It was so rain damage to be eligible. Handwriting is missing. I would say rain smudged it, although I don't think that's a good idea. So I'm just gonna say rain smudged it. I don't think that's quite right. Think hard, look over the clues, and try again. We can only guess so many times before we lose all plausibility. Don't try to force it. Look, I know it was him. Is it because oh God. Oh God. Look, I know it's Kellogg, but what are we missing? What are we missing? God damn it, Lord Master. I guess he's ambidextrous. What if it was a fake letter? I mean, give it another try. Look, he's ambidextrous. I think it's because it was the fake letter, I believe. A fake letter to throw you off, I think. Or is it due to the fact that it was dark? 8:30 will rain. Is it dark or is the letter fake? I mean, why would a letter be fake? I mean, it can't be a different writer. I mean, what the hell is... That's way different. And he was tired is a very poor excuse. Oh, thinking fake letter, or was it the fact that it was dark? But he said unknown time. So maybe it was dark. Nope. One more time. So it's got to be fake letter. So ambidextrous, and the letter was fake. No, that's not quite enough. I think we both know that you're just guessing at this point. I guess I screwed it up. Oh, god damn it. It pains me to say, but this murder must simply remain unsolved. Go on, I'll stay here, try to figure things out and catch up with the captain I can. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, it's just... Listen, I'm never good with such detective work. I mean, I can think of the things, but... it's just the letter threw me off. So, I'm terribly sorry. Let's just go hunting and get to Fort Boise. This shit's gonna haunt me. Walter reaches the... Oh no, not the snake again. God damn it. Tree with the medicine this time. Just do it. Gus treats Walter's wound, applying medicine to clean bandage. Like it looks like we'll make a full recovery. Because I'm in no mood to give somebody a fever. Yeah. You have 10 bullets, so Maggie, you'll do the shooting. Again, I'm never gonna get over this whole murder mystery thing. I failed at that. Again, it got me really stumped. Keep your shots count. Just focus on the hunt, okay? Stop thinking about it. 1, 2. 1, 2. I doubt she could carry all this back, but... Please save the last few bullets. In case she needs something. Remember, she's got a bad foot. Why are you forcing her to work like this? Plus, we'll buy more bullets at Fort Boise. We could dump the rest. See, 100 pounds back. And then, we'll take some pelts. 6 pelts. Still got it. Yep, party's forlorn right now. That's Walter who's forlorn. Okay, let's play that harmonica. And get the rations up. Because we got ourselves some meat. Party happens to pass a small pool of still clear water, perhaps drinkable, perhaps not. Reinvestigation might resolve the issue. Annie, go check. The smells the water, tastes it, sips are filled. There's no danger here. The water is indeed drinkable. The party can drink the water to store stamina. Wash the clothes in it to restore hygiene, or ignore the pool altogether. Well, y'all smell, so... Plus, the fort's right there, so there's no need to drink water. We can rest over there. So wash your clothes. The party spends a few moments washing clothes, moving a thick veil of a dust and gloom. After some time washing the clothes, it's clear that the water had no ill effects. The party continues a long march into the desert. The curious shape of Fort Boise looms large as the party approaches. A hulking walled quadrangle. Its brickwork fortifications have long since dried and cracked in the sun. Right, the fort would you like to heal? Maggie, please. Now, you unlocked a new journey, Whitewater. Survive as long as possible in this endless version of the Columbia River rafting minigame. Successful completion unlocks the Book of Imms in item. Meeting pills. So we got coffee and medicine, since we used that one up. Alright, the party has reached Fort Boise. We were a little bit forlorn briefly, but we endured. Son tells me we gotta get more meat. Took us 25 days to get to Fort Boise. We've traveled for 107 days. Alright. Travelers are gathered around the fort are busy loading or unloading crates and barrels in their wagons. This seems like a common resupply point. Like a Sims doing? At every fort along the trail, their price has been higher at the previous fort. This is outrageous. They're taking advantage of us. If I had to do it again, I'd buy more supplies in Independence. Jacob Hofstadter. Every night, though, I ache from the day's toil. My head is filled with dreams of the rich farmland of the Willamette Valley. I'll build myself a fine, handsome homestead, and I'll certainly to be rich within 5 years. Finally, the trader. You'll not get your wagon over them Blue Mountains, mister. Leave it. Cross your goods over with pack animals. Get yourself a couple of good mules. Pieces of wagons litter the trail, left by them folks that don't heed my good advice. Well, I'm actually gonna, stop this video here, since a lot of this was taken, that time was taken by that murder mystery. Now that I failed at that, then I feel a bit ashamed, because I thought I had it, but that letter thing threw me off. So, as I said, this is gonna haunt me. And boy, when I tell my real life brother about this, since he's into that whole detective genre stuff, I think he would have solved it in a heartbeat. But he would have known if he wasn't. By my older brother, I mean my oldest brother, my eldest. Whereas my older brother, who watches the Oregon Trail videos, maybe you could do better. But keep in mind, it might be random with the who did what, in that little part of the Dragoon quest. So that means you didn't get 2 guys to come with you and give you that medallion. So it's likely that we've failed this quest. So, oh well. So, in the next episode, we'll do some trading. Maybe we'll buy something from the store and rest and relaxation a bit. And then we'll continue on our journey into this next final leg of the journey through the Blue Mountains, which will be heading towards the Blue Mountains, then head to Fort Nez Perce, then to the Dalles to take which way to either raft down the Columbia River or travel to the Barlow Toll Road. So, we'll see what we can do from there. So, safe to say that we're 3/4 of the way done. In fact, let's get out of here. Let's quit this journal so progress will be saved. So we'll know the percentage exactly. So the percentage is 75% done. So you're 3/4 of the way done for this journey. So it might take about 2 more episodes, 2 more videos, and then we'll reach Willamette Valley. We're all still alive, but we need to prepare ourselves for the very worst. Worst is yet to come. So we hope you people have enjoyed this video. It was a tough one for me and for the party too. So hopefully we'll find some optimism here, or things will just get worse from here. So we'll see you in the next episode. But until then, so long for now.